Hey everyone, hope you're doing good out there. Starting a new series today, and I think this one's going to be about tips for map making. So for this series, I'm going to avoid going into excruciating detail about, how to exactly draw your coastlines and all of that stuff, and instead just give you some general tips and ideas about what to avoid and what to put into your maps. So as you guys can clearly see, I'm using WonderDraft. But the tips that we're going to go over will work for any medium that you guys decide to use for your map making. So without further ado, let's get started. Tip number 1, avoid ovals. Ovals are kind of boring. Instead, try to make your continents look a little bit more dynamic, like this one. Tip number 2, avoid straight lines. Now, obviously this line isn't exactly straight, but it's also not very dynamic, right? It's just kind of... Instead, it's better to have your coastline looking more like that. To create a more dynamic coastline, you're going to want to avoid geometry like a sophomore in high school. Ta-da! And there you have it. All the coastlines are now looking pretty dynamic. Tip number 3, add points of interest. Now, your dynamic coastline is going to already have points of interest in it, but it's a good idea to put at least one really dramatic point of interest in your map. One great way to create a point of interest is to create a strait between two large land masses. Two great real-world examples of this is the Strait of Bosporus in Turkey or the Strait of Gibraltar between Morocco and Spain. So if we were going to do that on this map, a great spot for it would be right here. And that's because you have two large land masses both coming together right at this one spot. So let's make a strait. Let's just kind of go like this, maybe swoop around a little bit. And I want it to look more like the Bosporus Strait. So we're going to make it more like this. Ta-da! And now we have the outlines of our continents. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with the way that's looking. So I think we're going to stop it there for now. All right, if you guys liked it, press some buttons for me, all right? All right, catch you next time.